Hey. Welcome to another Water Fed Wednesday. Here we are at episode, I think this is 45. As you can see, we have Megan Likes in studio with us. Thanks for traveling all this way.
I'm so excited to be here. I've been working in Alex's office for like 5 hours. I still haven't actually seen Tucker yet. I'm hoping there's a tour coming soon.
There will be a tour.
Yeah.
I'll be giving a tour later. Sean just told me. He's like, I think it'd be a good idea if you did it. I'm like, sounds good.
Awesome. I learned that Castle Rock's called Castle Rock because there's like a rock that looks like a castle.
Yes.
That was a fun fact this morning.
And you like our downtown?
I walked to lunch today. It was awesome. There was like a bike trail and I had a great lunch. It was fantastic. Good little downtown. Yeah. It's been good so far.
Well, excellent. But it's very dry here. So.
It is. But we just got back from Cusco, which is at 12,500 feet.
Okay.
And we hiked up to 16,500. So this feels like the air is great.
Yeah.
It's much better than where it just got from.
So you're adjusting a lot better than everybody else that's with the IWCA board right now. They're probably struggling with grasping for air. So
well, you guys also gave them a bunch of beer yesterday, so that's your fault for whatever's happening this morning.
Well, we try to treat everyone well. We went to the Rockies game. We'll put a post out about that later. So that was fun, and thanks for you guys coming because they won. So I'm grateful.
They killed the Cubs. I'm sorry, Martha Woodward. I'm supposed to root the Cubs for her, but it was a really fun game.
It was a blast. I went a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't such a blast. They lost 19-6, so this was a lot better.
Okay, well, they played really well.
Yeah. Well, just a few things. If this is the first time you are watching Waterfed Wednesday, welcome. Glad to have you with us. Like I said, this is episode 45, so there's 44 other episodes that you can catch up on. In fact, episode 31, we had Jeff, your husband, with us. And I think he referred to you as the better half. So we have the better half now.
Well, that's not fair. We both call each other the better half. So
okay, good.
Neither halves are good is maybe the source truth of that. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was fun because I'm not supposed to be here. I was going to like hide in my hotel room.
Yeah.
And somehow like Sean found out and Alex found out, and I have taken Alex's office all day. So thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to be the lesser better half that gets to come hang out. And I actually got my steps in today because of Alex, because he has a walking treadmill. It was so great. And a standing desk.
Yes.
So good.
So very cool. Well, before we get started, just want to let everyone know. So if you want to catch up on those episodes, the best place to see those episodes are at YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Tucker_USA. Catch up on all the great episodes like episode 31 with Jeff Likes. Also a reminder, we have our store-wide sale, our summer savings event, so 10% off at TuckerUSA.com. Get all your great equipment there. Waterfed needs there. All right, Megan, let's get into it. I have a list here that I kept guarded.
Like multiple pages, guys. Yes. I'm nervous. I was like, I have a hard stop at the top of the hour. He's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yes, and I didn't share it with you, so this will be fun.
Good.
So just in case people aren't aware of who Megan Likes is, can you give us a recap? Say it's an elevator pitch, but maybe a slightly longer ride.
I do nothing quickly or quietly, so I will do my best. I am a CPA based out of Northern California. I love to travel. I'm like a nomad. I'm constantly on the move. And I met Jeff on one of my adventures when I was really young. And we were ski bums in Lake Tahoe. And Jeff had a friend that was a window cleaner who made really good money. And I talked Jeff into cleaning windows for a summer. It took a lot of asking, but the money was good.
Yeah.
And then I left Jeff. I went away. I went abroad for a while. And when I came back, we were still together. Sean and I like Audis. I gave Jeff my Audi. That was like my down payment to the relationship.
Oh, wow.
So when I came home from a summer in Greece, he moved to where I was going to school so I could finish my bachelor's degree, which are in like French and history. I don't use them at all. And he said, I want to start a window cleaning company. I was like, absolutely not. My parents were failed entrepreneurs. We are W-2 people. We will never be business people. It's very ironic now if you know me, because now I think we're up to like an active business count of about 11. I've had 6 failed businesses, so like probably 17 or more. I lose count. And I absolutely love business. And my favorite business of all time is our first one, which is the window cleaning company. It's called Jeff Likes Clean Windows and Gutters. Started in 2007. Got my CPA license in 2013. Became a total entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur free agent in 2017. I don't know when we first started using Tucker at Jeff Likes Clean Windows, but we definitely were the old school like trad guys that were all squeegee. And then we shifted somehow to all poles. And then we shifted again somehow to only Tucker poles because Jeff told me a story once about how we would kill our technicians if we didn't use Tucker. So there's that plug for you.
Yes.
And Sean, Gavin, and I became friends in 2020 during COVID. And then he and I share a mutual friend, Sheila Smeltzer. Shout out to Sheila. And somehow I ended up here at your office today.
Yes.
I'm super happy to be here. I am a window cleaner first, even though I don't really clean windows myself, and a numbers girl second, and then just a huge advocate to the idea of like build a business that serves you, and don't care about what anybody else does. So if you're a pressure washer, if you're a window cleaner, if you're doing commercial, high rise, mid rise, residential, like just focus on what you and your family want and then build it from there. Our window cleaning company has been an absolute gift to our family. And I'm grateful to be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the recap. And let's get into it. I know you are in a time crunch, and I want to respect that. So
I also screwed up the time. He's being really kind. Like I'm like 2 hours early or late, unclear. I don't know where I'm in Denver, or no, I'm in Castle Rock.
Yes. It's all good. We're very fluid here. So it's, and no matter what, I think most of the people that will be watching this will be watching it later on because it's what is it? It's June. It's middle of the day. You guys should be out cleaning some windows, or your tech should be out there. All right. So we want to obviously talk about the finances, or of the industry, or of a person's business, and a lot of times that is like the overlooked thing for window cleaners. I know when I had my window cleaning business, my CPA hated me because I did have an S corp, but I'm pretty sure I did everything wrong. So often, so many window cleaners, solar panel cleaners, exterior cleaners, they're just out there trying to get things done, especially in the heat of the season, working 60 hours a week, right? So they really don't focus on the other things. It's like, well, we'll just take care of that tax season.
Yeah, I feel like that's an often misconception. And I was one of those. I say I'm a recovering tax accountant. So I did 17 tax seasons of tax returns. And we often would like take a client's books and then never give them to the client. And we're like, no, we just did that for the tax return. And that doesn't work, right? Because in my head, you're out there, you took a risk, you created a business to hopefully feed your family. And if you don't know how much you're making, then how do you actually plan to feed your family?
Yeah.
And I'd say like 99% of business owners, window cleaners included, they haven't really like backed up to be like, okay, so you probably started the business. Jeff started the business because he needed a job.
Mm-hmm.
Or because you didn't like your boss at the job you had and thought you could do it better. That's why I started my business. Mark, I loved you. But also, it's tricky. Like you're like, I could work less and make more. Yeah. We all tell ourselves that. And then you don't actually know if you're making more because it's messy. It's all intermixed. Our personal spending and our business spending get all intermingled, and we don't actually know what the business is doing. And so I think that that's really common. And I wish that we could shift that a little bit. And if I could give one tip on how we shifted that with the window cleaning company is we actually set ourselves up on a salary with the window cleaning company really early. Now, whether you're an S corp or you're a sole proprietor or however your business is structured in whatever country you're in, because I have clients all over the world now, that doesn't matter. The point is that the business decides at the beginning of the year that it can afford to pay you X. And Jeff's first salary from Jeff Likes Clean Windows was $100 a week. Like, don't have an ego about this. Yeah. It's not like I'm going to make $1 million. Like, no, Jeff's second goal was he wanted to make $100,000 gross. Because remember I said we weren't business people. It was a side hustle. And he was just cleaning windows in the evenings and on the weekends, right? And then it was like, okay, I want to make $100,000 net, me as a person. Okay, then I want to make $1 million. Okay, then I want to make $1 million. Like, the numbers don't matter if your family can't count on it. And so I think first be like, how much do I actually want to pay my family to help with the mortgage and with dinner and with kid expenses, or I have a bad travel habit that's very expensive. Like whatever your habit is, right? Like how much do I want to contribute? And then you go back to the business and you build a plan around that. And I think usually we just build a plan around like, oh, it's June, I can get a lot of work, but maybe in February I didn't have any work, or maybe in August I'm not going to have any work, but I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
And oh, honey, sorry, we're not going to be able to make the mortgage this month. Like that's stressful, and I hate the stress of that.
Well, he just brought back flashbacks from like.
Because I said February, and that's a flashback.
Well,
and I said August.
Honey, let's talk about the mortgage type thing, like planning. Yes.
Yeah, and it's hard. Like Jeff and I, we've been together 20 years, and like I'm really proud of our marriage and our partnership. But like money is just like you should not fight about money. You're on the same freaking team, and so like figure out like how much do we need to live the life we want as a couple, as a family, as a household. And then, okay, what are the inputs that are going to come in?
Yeah.
And we've gone through seasons. Jeff hasn't worked in the business for about 5 years now. Like, but then there were seasons where he made 3 times as much as I did. And we're paying my student loans for my French degree that I don't use, right? Like, so you can go through seasons with your spouse, but the idea is like, be realistic about what the business is going to contribute, and then go actually get that from the business.
Yeah, absolutely. So that went well with the points I was going to ask about. So, just to recap, like if you were to say I don't know if there can be a number one, but if there is a number one mistake that business owners are making in this industry, what do you think that is again? Not
setting a personal budget.
Okay.
And you're going to listen to this and you're not going to do it. Because I talk to about 10,000 business owners a year, and they all ignore me. They laugh at me because they're like, you're a sales guy, right? Like I'm just going to sell more.
Yeah.
You can't outsell an unprofitable model. We all also remember that first hire. Jeff can tell you explicitly, our first hire was my brother, and how my brother lived in our house and ate our food and made more than both of us put together, because sometimes we're bad at math, right?
Yeah.
So do the personal budget first, and then pay yourself first, because you're the one taking on all the risk. You're the one working. And if that's too hard, then go work for somebody else. Right? Like go get a job for somebody else. Stop pretending that you're a business owner, because it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of sacrifice to be a business owner.
Yeah.
And I wish that we could start with, what does our family need? Okay, let's build a business to support that and actually like keep our promises to ourselves and to our spouses and to our families. That's what I wish we would do.
Yeah. You know, that's pretty blunt, but that's the truth that needs to be out there.
Yeah. And it's okay to be an employee. Like 1 out of 30 people are entrepreneurs successfully. Right. Right. The other 29 are our employees. Thank God for them.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because the whole point of getting, either you don't like working for your boss, but you want to be independent, or you want to have you're doing it for your family. That's what the whole intention is. Then next thing you know, you're working 80 hours a week and never see them. So I like that plan, budget.
Yeah, budget, plan, and then do it. Like, yes. I think like I see Alex usually at conferences. So this is kind of fun because we're not at a conference, we're at a baseball game, and now we're like doing normal work stuff. But like at conferences, we take in all this information and then you don't actually do it. So like you just took an hour out of your day, or maybe it's not an hour, maybe it's 30 minutes, but like execute on that. Like, and a personal budget should be a fun, like 10-minute exercise. You just write down with zeros, like how much is the mortgage? How much do we pay for groceries? How much do we pay for utilities? How much do the kids need? And just like smell test it, like get real about your money. I think most business owners couldn't tell me how much they make because it's so muddy and gray. Oh, well, I mean, it depends on them. Like, no, that's not an answer. Like you should be able to say, I make $100 a week, or I make $1,000 a week, or I make $10,000 a week, and I can count on it. And I don't have to stress out my spouse or my family or myself. Yeah, great. Very, very great points there. So for a business, a growing business, how should they handle the cash flow versus profitability? This is something that I've heard asked. Well, it's tricky because people don't like to talk about profitability. So Alex and I, we hang out at conferences, and in the bar, everybody talks about this thing called revenue. Or in window cleaning world, they like to talk about how many trucks do you have? Yeah. Right? Like that's a really fun thing. Yes. I've never heard somebody like, how many water-fed pools do you have? But like that should be a thing. It could be a thing. Like, show me your water-fed. No, like that could be a thing. But we talk about revenue. We don't talk about profitability. And what I learned a couple of years ago at a cleaning conference, like a maid service conference, was nobody knew how to calculate profitability. And I thought that was very interesting because I'm like, it's pretty straightforward. You have your income minus your expenses equals your profit.
Right.
And then where they get tripped up is like, well, what about me? What about my expenses? What about my car? What about my pay? Is that profit? Is that not profit? Like, oh, interesting. So when we don't know how to calculate profitability, the reality is most of us aren't profitable.
Right.
If you're like overthinking that, you're like, I don't know what my profit, you're probably not profitable.
Yeah.
Good way to know if you're profitable is you check your bank account. Is it going up or is it going down? If it's going down, you are not profitable.
Yeah.
You're lying to yourself. If it's going up, that's good. And now you have new problems to solve. So cash flow is related to profitability. But when I'd say the statistic is 75% of businesses aren't profitable. So if you're listening to this and you're like, Megan, my bank account's going down, you're in good company. Like 3 out of 4 business owners listening to this are in the exact same place as you. But if you're not profitable, if your cash is not actually growing, what ends up happening lately, and this is definitely a pre-pandemic thing. So if you start your businesses after COVID, maybe this doesn't apply. But we got in some bad habits during COVID where we got a lot of free money.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to be profitable. And we got a lot of free money for like 2 years. And so now what I'm noticing is we developed some bad habits where I say we got fat. Like we let a lot of expenses just kind of creep and a lot of bad habits kind of creep.
Yeah.
And so we weren't profitable. Then we ran out of cash. And then, you know what we do? We take out a loan. And then we take out another loan. And then we take out another loan. And the loans are nasty. They're shark loans. They're awful loans. There's like loans from Stripe, loans from Square, loans from the bank, loans from Jobber, loans from House Call Pro. Like everybody will give you a loan these days. And they'll give you one tomorrow. And then that's where cash flow actually cares. So you have to be profitable. And then you have to actually pay all your debt. And then whatever happens after that is how much your bank account actually gets to go up. And people don't talk about debt. So I think first point is like, are you profitable? Smell testing. And if you're not, fix that. Like yesterday, tomorrow, like as soon as possible. And I think last week you guys had a good episode where you talked about pricing.
Right.
Easiest hack to fixing profitability is just raise your prices. Because you're working too damn hard to pay to go to work. And if you're not profitable, that's what's actually happening is you're paying a customer to go to their house instead of them paying you.
Right, right. I think, and we talked about last week that so many get in their own heads, like either they come from like, this is what I was making at my ex-employer, or the customer won't pay for that. They won't pay for that. How do you know? You know, I think we would be I say we, like most cleaners would be our own worst customers. So we got to throw ourselves out of the mix. You definitely have to provide a service worth paying. But definitely consider that. Like, hey, I got to, maybe not just now, but think of it in the future. Like, I want to have a business of the 5 trucks or whatever it is. But you can't do that if you're paying, charging, making $50 an hour. It sounds great if you were previously, working at some 9-to-5 job.
Well, and if it's you by yourself in your truck, which is your family vehicle, maybe. I don't know. I live in California. I don't think anybody can live on $50 an hour in California. I don't think in Colorado either. But like, it's usually not just you and your personal truck, right? Like you want good equipment. Gas, anybody talking about gas prices? Like, is that your fault? Like, no, but you didn't raise your prices. So you're the one that's actually stomaching all of those increases every time you go to the pump. Like, we can't even fill up our family car for less than $125. And I'm like, what? That's crazy to me. So really getting a handle on how much it actually costs you to go to that job is, I think, step one. And then stop apologizing for that. Like, that's not your fault. And then we get nervous about like, well, no one will pay it. And I'm like, yeah, but instead you're paying to go to work. And that's not a good place to be. You want them to pay you. And so then there's lots of tricks. I think you're better at this than I am because I'm not a very good salesperson, but this idea of like, what are they actually paying for? Finding a way to articulate that with confidence, being really proud of the service that you offer. Like, if you think back when you were like with your window cleaning buddies and you're like nerding out, I cleaned that and I cleaned that and I cleaned that and I did that and I did that. Like, that's what your customers are buying. That's what they want, is that experience and that expertise and that confidence and like the good service. And so, you got to raise your prices because otherwise you're just going to go out of business and then you don't help anybody. You don't help your community, you don't help your customers, and you don't help your employees, and you don't help your family. And so I wish that we could stop apologizing for that, because it's really just a math problem. It's really just a math equation. And every single listener, you're going to have a different formula for how much you should be charging per hour.
Right.
And I hope to God you're not telling any of your clients how much you're charging per hour.
Good point. Yeah. Let them figure that out. But but if they're trying to figure it out, then most likely the service wasn't quite up to par. Because
that's true. Yeah.
If you're doing all the things that I remember, as I had my business, trying to set myself apart from the competition. And back then, it was I'm talking about 10 years ago. So Responsibid, adding the instant bidding on the website, so you can book on the website. You get in the text notifications. You get in the reminders, the emails going out. So you got to calculate that, and that's a value over. Back then, somebody writing down the appointment on a piece of paper, and then they forgot because they put that paper somewhere else. So definitely price yourself with that value in mind, for sure.
And I like to think that I am my ideal customer. Jeff is not. Jeff is a DIYer to a fault. I have only cleaned windows for the competition at the IWCA. Like, that's the only time I clean windows. I've actually still never been to a job site. But as a customer, like, I called you because my windows are dirty. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it hard. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it a problem for me. Don't be a bother. Like, just come clean them. Do a great job. Don't make me call you back. Don't make me remind you.
Yeah.
And also, just keep them clean. Now that I found you, like, can you just always make sure that my windows are clean so that they never get dirty again? That would be great.
Yeah.
And if my gutters need to be cleaned and you clean gutters, I hope to God you told me that before I paid you to clean my windows, and not after, when 2 months later my gutters are clogged and I'm searching for a gutter cleaning company and I find you and you clean gutters, and now I have to pay you to clean my gutters and pay you to clean my windows again because you just messed them up. So, like, if you think about it, like, we overcomplicate the customer experience, but the customer experience is like, they called you because they had a problem, solve the problem, make it easy for them, and do what you say you're going to do. That's it. And majority of companies can't do that.
Yeah.
Sean and I actually, at the game yesterday, we were talking about customer service and like how he's having like a nightmare experience with somebody at the car dealership. And I was like, yeah, like, I would have bought a new car by now, because, like, I should not have to call I do not have time to call 5 times.
Yeah.
Do not inconvenience your customers.
Absolutely. How are we looking on time?
We're good. Sure. Yeah, we got time. We got 20, 30 minutes.
All right. Well, I was just telling her off camera that my vision isn't all that great. Now I'm looking at the small screen, and I see we have comments. So thanks for everyone joining in.
Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie. If Philip's here, wow. It's exciting.
Oh, yeah. Our great Jamie Hallman, Tucker sales rep.
What's up, Jamie? Love it.
And, of course, Uncle Phil. Always chiming in. Always. Thanks for chiming in, Phil.
And then, I don't know if I know Katrin. Do I know you?
Yeah.
Meaghan. Thank you, Alex.
Absolutely. And yeah, we hung out at the IWCA. I think were you there when the sheriffs came out and said we're just talking having too much fun?
I was not there.
Oh,
but that sounds great. So it sounds
Courtney
like you two were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all having a great time. It was fine. We just had to go away from the hotel rooms.
That's fair. That's allowed. And everybody loves the boar hairbrush. Seriously. It's like awesome. So good.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. We just want to give you guys your shout outs and apologize that I couldn't see the notifications.
That's okay.
All right. Let's get back into it. All right. We're totally off. I'm off script. So, and I like that better. So going back to pricing, what about if someone's adding new services? How do you think they should forecast the cost of new gear versus potential revenue?
That's a really interesting question. So after this one, I'm giving a podcast to a bunch of junk removal guys. And I was kind of like getting prepped for the junk removal guys. And they were saying how they tend to have more trucks than they need. And so I think truck is like a big piece of equipment that we tend to be like, that's a nail biter as window cleaner. Like, when do I buy the next truck?
Right.
Or you might be saying, like, I remember we bought, it's not the best Tucker story, so I don't know if I should share it, but like, we bought a gutter vac because I was like I had met Jeremiah Hickey at an IWC event, and he had fallen off a roof, And like most of our business in the beginning was just built around Meaghan being scared of being a widow. Like, I don't want to be a widow. Jeff, please don't die, because he was doing most of the cleaning, right? And so I remember investing in that gutter vac. I think it was like $4,500 back then, probably less now. And being like, okay, what is this going to do for my gutter cleaning season, right? So when you think about, okay, I'm going to make a big investment, what I think the question is like, what's the decision tree in making that big investment?
Right.
Is that where you're headed?
Yeah.
Okay. So step one is usually, do you have the money?
Okay.
Because if you don't have the money, then we probably should just stop there. And there's a really great book called Profit First by Mike Likes. And in Profit First, he talks about how he needs something from Home Depot, and he tells himself every day, maybe tomorrow. Now, I'm on the Tucker podcast, so I should not be telling you as Tucker buyers to maybe do it tomorrow, because the summer sale special is going on right now and it's cheaper. But all of the internet is going to tell you that. Buy it now, buy it now, buy it now. And I need you, as the business owner who's responsible for being here in a year so you can still be a Tucker customer, to be sure that you can actually afford it. So step one is, can you afford it? And like, do you actually need it?
Right.
Okay. So if you've gone through those two steps and you're like, yeah, I can afford it. And we could go down a whole hour-long segment about a truck. Like, are you talking about affording the actual total cost of the truck or just the monthly payments of the truck? Like, how are you saying afford it? But however you do that math, that's the first question, right? Like, can you afford it?
Yeah.
So if you can afford it, great. Do you actually need it? That's how you don't know. Like, you're like, do I need it? I want it. I think it would be a good thing. I think I could rationalize this in my head. So needing it has to do with like revenue potential. So usually I like to think about, are you currently capturing all the revenue that you can get? So for us, the gutter vac was not a great example, but water fed poles was a great example. So if you're being honest and you're a window cleaner, you are all selling time. There's somebody at some point who went to a house and looked at it and was like, I think this would take me 4 hours. Right? And then you figure out, okay, it's $600 or it's $1,000 or it's $200, whatever your math is. Yeah. I think it would take me this long. So customer, pay me this much. And if you're listening to this, you've all screwed up that math at some point where you've been there for 3 days and you keep going back and it's a house that never ends because storm windows or French panes or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah. So if we're thinking about that math and you're like, I could do this the old way, right? With, I'm going to say all the wrong things because everything modernizes, but I'm using like steel wool and I'm using razors. Don't use razors if you're not trained, but using razors, and I'm using a mop and I'm using a squeegee, and it's going to take me 6 hours or whatever it is, 4 hours. Or I could use a water fed pole and I could do the same job with a screen cleaner in an hour and a half. Then you start thinking about the math. Okay, so I buy that one water fed pole, and now let's say it saves me half the time. I could do twice as many jobs a day. Okay, so that one water fed pole system, it's been a long time since I've had to buy equipment. Let's say it's $1,500, $3,500.
There we go.
Okay, 35. Well, for the whole system. Setup. Okay, yeah,
whole
but
setup.
Just the pole itself. But yeah, the whole setup, $3,500. And I know that I'm going to do twice as many jobs. So then I go and tell somebody out loud. So your spouse is a great person to tell. That's who I'd like you to tell. Okay, so I'm going to make this $3,500 investment in the company because that's what it is. It's not a cost, it's an investment. And next week, I'm going to do 10 more jobs. And I know that my average job is $500. So next week, I'm going to bring home $5,000 more. That's actually how we bought our first water fed pole system, is we did that math. And if you're a good salesperson, I encourage you to sell the 10 jobs first. That way you kind of have I hate doing the gun to the head. It's not like ideal, it's very violent, but the idea that like, okay, my schedule is now twice as fast next week. So not only do I have to buy the equipment, get it to produce, learn how to use it, and deliver good quality service, but I also now just told my spouse that I'm gonna make twice as much money next week. That's how I like to make big equipment purchases. Yeah. Because it's really thought out. And most of us, what we do is like the gutter vac story. In my head, Jeff was gonna be safer. In my head, gutter cleaning jobs are gonna go faster. Didn't quite work that way. That's my fault, not Tucker's fault. Didn't quite work that way. But like, I don't know if I ever recovered the cost of the vacuum. And most of us, that's how we make equipment decisions. Yeah. We don't make the decision. We don't change the calendar. We don't tighten up the schedule. Yeah. We don't commit, and we don't tell somebody else out loud that this is going to be the result that we're going to get. We don't call our shot publicly, and then the math doesn't math. But we all know water fed pole systems make window cleaning go faster.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, should they be used in every window? Maybe not. That's not the way this conference. It's called
Right.
Waterfed Wednesday, so I'm getting like kind of nerdy, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to trigger a fight, but you looked at that house. You said it would take this long. When you're making investments, can you do it faster? And can you sell it?
Yeah, right.
Because if you can't sell it, then you can't afford it.
Absolutely. And to that point, just something that popped in my head, because this is what I remember talking to people, like, do you think I should adjust my pricing because I'm going to go faster? I should probably lower my pricing.
What are you going to say?
No, absolutely not.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why? Because things can happen where inevitably you get there and you're counting on using the water-fed pole, and
The wood frames or hard water,
something could happen,
or delicate, whatever.
There's no water there.
There's no water. The screens don't
Yeah.
come out from the outside. Whatever.
Once again, you're bringing state-of-the-art technology to their house. You're investing in this great equipment. Don't lower your prices. Never lower your prices.
And the customers don't freaking care.
No.
Remember, me as ideal customer, I just said my windows are dirty.
The only thing is,
I didn't say, how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
I didn't say, walk me through the whole thing. I might have said, how long is it going to take? Selling feature, do it faster. Great. Yep. Right? Like, that's fantastic. As long as my windows are clean the first time, as long as they're right, as long as you're changing your filters, as long as you're making sure that you are not coming back to that house, then I don't care if it went faster or not. The service that I was paying for was clean windows.
And that's what you're getting. Absolutely.
And if you can do it faster, I think that's a value add to the customer.
It is, because everybody has things to do and they don't want to be home.
And safer. Yeah. Like, I feel like as Jeff and I have kind of grown and developed, and like, I'm actually a little bit more concerned about workers on our property now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm asking for certificates of insurance. I didn't used to do that, right? Like, Jeff is out there, oh my gosh, looking at people on ladders. Like, he will kick people off our property like that for OSHA violations, right? So, like, yeah, you have two selling factors. We're going to go faster and we're going to do it safer.
Yeah. And it's, better for your property, because landscaping, you're not going to be messing around with ladders and digging up the landscaping. So absolutely.
This is turning into ways to sell window cleaners.
Oh,
No, that's good. This is all benefits for you. Like, when you're like, I'm in a sales rut right now, which I hope you're not, because it's June. But if you are, like, hey, this is what your customers care about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their landscaping, their calendar, their dirty windows.
So
you being safe.
Absolutely. So head over to tuckerusa.com.
There you go. And go buy.
After you do your research and make sure you can afford it, because we do want customers for life.
They also do financing, though. So kind of like back to the truck thing, right?
Yes.
Like, if you are like, this is going to be a stretch for me, well, you've got a whole season ahead of you. It would be a different conversation. We were having this in August, and you're like, winter's coming. I'm not sure, right? But it's June, right? Like, go make your life better. So we had sold a commercial job that was perfect for water-fed pole. And so we bought our first system, and then we used our money from that job, and we bought 3 more right after that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then the poles, like, you got to keep them up, because, they don't last forever, right? But the systems basically last forever.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with how long they last.
Awesome.
Now, Alex would say you should buy a new one every year. How often? 3 years? 2 years? 1 year?
Well, because you're doing business right, you're going to come back because you have another truck that you need to outfit.
Yeah, as you're growing, for sure.
Yeah. You kind of beat me to it. I was going to ask you, what is your take on Profit First?
Oh, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Jeff and I listened to it together. So again, include your spouse. Like, people are like, oh, I don't have a Meaghan. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Guarantee you have a wife who's worried about the mortgage somewhere, right? Or a husband, not to be sexist. You have somebody at home that cares about the family money as much as you do. And whether you guys have a relationship about talking about it or not, I'm not sure, but that's what you kind of need to navigate so you can have this healthy relationship, I think, personally. And so Jeff and I listened to Profit First because I met Mike McCallix at an accounting conference, and we were pretty profitable. Like, we had done well. I think it was the year I met him at the accounting conference, because I had just gone out on my own. So the window cleaning company did so well that I was able to leave my fancy CPA corporate job and just kind of jump and like try my own thing. And we listened to this and we just laughed out loud the whole book, because we're like, oh my God, it's like every entrepreneurial's problem in terms of saving, decision-making, investing, paying for taxes. Like, it's so helpful. And then there are a lot of people who are like, I don't want to open all the accounts, but it honestly like saves you from yourself. So Jeff said afterwards when he was still in the business that like he still felt really broke. And that was just a mind trip. Like we ran that business so tight. We were saving so much money that Jeff felt broke 89 days of the quarter. And then on the 90th day of the quarter, Mike McCallum says you have to celebrate. And he would get these huge distribution checks. Like at our peak, he was getting 6 figures in distribution a quarter, guys. 6 figures a quarter in distribution money. It was incredible. Now the business has changed a lot. Jeff and I are both absentee owners. We brought in a partner. We're doing the business slightly differently. So the distributions aren't as big because the net margins aren't as big, and that's okay. Like this is a different season of life, right. But we still follow the profit first principles because tax bills are scary. They're stressful. They're hard. And there's always going to be a temptation. So like profit first would make this quite easy about if you can afford it, because literally is the money in your operating account or not? And if it's not in your operating account, there's no other place to go grab it.
Right.
And then once a quarter, you could decide, hey, I want to make an investment in equipment, but that's only one day out of 90. So I'm a huge fan of profit first. For a long time as a profit first professional, I'm not anymore like as a professional, but I'm still an advocate and a fan. So if you haven't checked out the book, please go check it out and listen to it with somebody. Like that way you feel like you've got somebody who's hearing it with you. And then don't be afraid of the accounts. Like just go open them. And then if your accountant's afraid of the accounts, go find a profit first professional.
There you go.
And they'll help you. Like this is like their jam. They're really good at it.
Yeah, I think I remember, I think I read it in 2016. And I was at that, okay, I want to do this with the accounts. That scared me off. And then I sold my business. So I guess it didn't matter. But I think that is okay, this makes sense. Oh, I got to do all these accounts.
Yeah. So Mike just released a new book called The Money Habit. It came out here in 2026. And it's profit first for you, your family. So for you as individuals.
Okay.
Same principle.
Okay.
You're saving you from yourself. And it's really, really healthy. It's really, really powerful to open the accounts and hide the money from you, because Jeff really felt like he was broke. And that was on purpose. Like that worked out really well for him.
I think I need that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
my wife would say I need that.
Yeah. And Money Habit was really helpful because it's like, just open another account and hide money from yourself. Use yourself as your own savings account, as your own debt account. Yeah. Very cool.
Awesome.
We have another person that joined us, Cole. Hi, Cole.
Hi, Cole. Our awesome sales rep out of Georgia.
Awesome. Nice to see you.
All right, let's wrap this up. So where's all your social plugs or websites that we can find you at?
Yeah, I spend most of my time on Facebook. That's kind of embarrassing, but Meaghan Likes, or I have a handle called Meg Likes Money. So just like how you named the show, that was perfect. So there's actually like a page, Meg Likes Money. My accounting company is called Likes Accounting Company. So if you need help with bookkeeping, if you need help understanding your numbers, if you need help with the budgeting part, that's what we're really good at. So Likes Accounting Company, you can find us on Facebook. I also love stuff like this. So I do lots of teaching. I think most of my job now is teaching small business owners how to understand their numbers. So that company is called Bookkeeping Academy Online. And we do classes like this every month. I have a free class tomorrow actually about how to read your financial statements like a CEO. And so you can find that on the Bookkeeping Academy page. And then because our window cleaning company is a local company, it would help us if you followed us. So Jeff likes clean windows and gutters based out of Northern California. And we can maybe exchange some social media interactions and some inspiration. We're always looking for new social content for the window cleaning company. And Jeff, his new project, which I think is what the episode was about, is Streak Free Academy. Right. And I'm really proud of that because as a Tucker member, you get free window cleaning training from Jeff Likes, and he's a world champion window cleaner. And all Tucker members get it for free. So if you're like, I don't know how to use this water pull system, or I don't know how to fan, or I don't know how to change a mop, like he's got a quick 30-second video on just about anything you ever needed to learn about window cleaning. And it's completely free to Tucker members. So that's a great place to find us. Jeff has had a lot of fun turning into like a teacher, and we were teasing last night, like a window cleaning guru, but he really is a god. I mean, he is a world champion. So
and I recall, I mean, that makes total sense because that's another thing. You're growing your business. You're bringing on employees. You can't just throw them out to the wolves. And I think that's what usually happens. You're like, all right, you train them on the job, and it's usually you have about 5 or 6 of those lined up, and it is from past experience, it is a nightmare.
Well, and you're all doing it differently, right?
Right.
Like for you, it's muscle memory. You're like, I know that I always start in the back of the house on the second floor on the inside. That's where I always start. They don't know that. And you didn't say that out loud. You're right.
Yeah.
I know I always look for a water source here, or I know I always place the ladder here. And so what Jeff did is it took him over 10 years to create a training program. I actually withheld his marketing budget for 4 years because I said he had no right selling more window cleanings if we couldn't figure out our quality score. And when Jeff started his training program, we had a 33% failure rate, which meant that 1 in 3 jobs Jeff was personally going back out to fix mistakes. So streaks, and we didn't change the filter, or we had runoff, or we didn't wipe, whatever. 1 in 3 times that's what was happening in our window cleaning company, which meant we were not making very much money because it's very expensive to go fix mistakes. And then you piss off a bunch of clients. So he created this training program, and I love the simplicity of it because the goal was to create mini Jeffs. And you might be like, well, Megan, you're in California. What do you know about my window cleaning business? After going through the training, which I've actually gone through, there's actually not that much differentiation. Like, this is how you clean a window. Quickly. And we say that you should be able to do $100 an hour in your first day on the job at 5-star quality with no callbacks. And that's exactly what Street Crew Academy does. Awesome. So if you're not making $100 an hour, go learn how to do it faster from Jeff. And also learn how to teach other people, because the other thing that he learned was he wasn't a teacher. He was like, hey, watch me clean this window. I'm going to go clean 20 and I'll be back and check on you. Which is probably what you did, right? Yeah. Okay, and then what the hell? I did the entire inside and you've done 3 windows. What's wrong with you? Well, you didn't teach him because you're not a teacher. Yeah. So now he's a teacher, and it's really fun. And I love that Sean and the entire Tucker team has really put an investment in that, teaching our teams how to use the equipment that we have and invested in so that they can be more successful and they can make more money and feel more confident. Yeah, awesome. So I want to ask you a question, actually 2 questions, because you brought up one that I forgot about. Okay. But so the final nugget here, what is one simple financial action step every cleaner listening today can take before they go to sleep tonight to get a better handle on their money? I guess I gave you 2, so I'm going to recap those, and I'm going to close with the third one, which is probably the easiest version. And that's kind of what I do a lot, is simplifying. So the first one was create a personal budget. The second one was raise your prices. So the third one, the one I'm going to actually leave you with, is figure out how much money you're actually making. Because what if it's not very much? Then go fix that. And we gave you a bunch of tools during this episode about how to fix it. And you can listen to this episode as many times as you want. You can pause us, you can rewind us, you can follow up with either of us with questions. But let's just start with how much are you actually making? And is it enough? Yeah. I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna do as your tool. So how much are you actually making? Because most business owners have no idea. Yeah. And be honest with yourself. make it real. This isn't right. So I think it's be honest. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. The last question, and you reminded me, and it's been a while, tossing it back to Bobby Walker. My God, I hope you're not going to ask the real question. You're going to ask a variation, right? I think it was, you have a choice to fight one humongous duck or 1,000 mini horses. Which would you take? Oh my gosh. I brought that up because I was like, you're not going to ask anything silly like that. And then he asked something silly. And Bobby, for the record, I miss you. And also, I don't remember what I said because I completely blacked out. And I thought it was the weirdest question of all time. And now I think I would just say one giant duck, because I feel like that's actually what your business is it's one giant enemy sometimes, and you're just tackling it one problem at a time, right? I think as owners, we're just looking for what is the lowest hanging fruit that's going to make the biggest impact, and every day that's what we're focused on, and that's the giant duck. I agree with that. I think if I recall right, he would always fight back and say, but with the little horses, you can just roll over them and kick them. And I think I would take the big duck. Well, and I feel like as a person that runs a bunch of companies with a bunch of mini horses trying to attack me every single day, it's exhausting. So I'd rather just focus on one thing and get it out of the way. So that was really fun. Yeah. Thanks, Alex. Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure. And thank you all for listening in. Again, check out our previous episodes. And to Megan's point, you can watch this again over and over and get this in your head. And well, thank you again. Don't forget to go check out tuckerusa.com all month long. Think about it first. Make sure you can afford it. But then you have 10% off all month long, summer savings event. Until next time, catch you later. Have a great day.
Bye, guys. Thank you.